I've been hearing people laughing at Shatta wale because when he was on stage at the Vibes Cartel show, he did not speak a word of Patoa. You see, Ghanaians are so low-minded, majority of the people. We are so lost. Let me educate you. When we communicate, it is not about how we sound, but rather comprehension. We communicate to comprehend what each person is saying. If comprehension is something that you don't understand, let me break it down. The sole purpose of communication is to understand. So if I come out here and I'm speaking Patois and I cannot get my thoughts right because Patois is not my language, I can do a song in Patois because when you are recording in the studio and you say something in Patois and it doesn't sound right, you can always go back and re-record it. But when I'm having a conversation with you and I'm speaking in Patois, and Patois is not my first language, it is better I speak the language that I have more command in, which is maybe English or Chi. So if Shatta wale is out there in front of, I don't know how many people were in the stands, and he feels the better way for him to communicate and for the people to understand is to speak English, why do you guys have a problem with it? You see, back in the day, we used to buy a book, and that book we'll be learning about Patois. We'll be learning about like how to say lingua. Yo, that was so dumb. That's the dumbest thing ever. That was the dumbest era ever. Why would you want to go buy a book from another man's country, from a different country, and you are trying to learn how to say things in... There's nothing wrong with learning a new language. But what was the reason? I remember back in the day, some people used to meet and they'll be like, oh, I know how to speak better Patois than you. Okay, let's compete. What's the sense in that? Meanwhile, we don't even know how to write and speak proper Chi or Gan or Fanti or whatever. But we are here trying to speak Patois. It does not make sense. You see, I want you to watch this video by Spice. Spice was in Ghana and she was being interviewed. You listen and hear her like, is this how she speaks when she's in Jamaica? No, she's speaking English because she's trying to communicate for the people to understand. So you watch it.
Before you come to Ghana, like outside of being here, you just have everywhere is Africa. Let's just start there. Everybody call everywhere Africa.
Especially South Africa.
Yes, and we mix it up a lot of the times where we feel like everybody is just Africans. The culture shock that I received when I landed, I felt like I was in Jamaica. So it was like, wow, this come like Jamaica, this come like the home. The place even looked like Jamaica. I was driving on a road in Ghana and come like there downtown in Jamaica. And I was really blown away by that.
So after watching this video, why should Shatta wale go out there and try to speak Patois? You see, this is what happened one time when Stoneboy was live speaking to a Jamaican girl, and the Jamaican girl was like, I can't understand your Patois, it sounds funny. That's because you see, as I say here, when I talk, you will hear a bit of accent. That's because I grew up in the States at the age of 14. But still, I don't sound like someone who was born in... There's a difference between somebody who was born in the US and somebody who grew up in the US. There's a difference. You understand? Me, I wish I could speak, what do you call it? Broken English, which is, broken English. I wish I could speak broken English so that I can express myself for more people to understand. How many people do you hear on radio or on TV that speak with like strong American accent? You won't last because communication is all about understanding. So if you come and sit on radio and people cannot understand what you're saying, it doesn't make sense. Even if you speak like who? Someone who was born in America, it does not make sense because the main agenda is for you to speak for the people to understand. So you encode and they decode. So if you are communicating and people cannot understand what you're saying, that means you are communicating ineffectively. So people need to understand that there is no point of any African going out there to Jamaica and trying to speak Patois. Why? Why do you want to force yourself? We only speak English because we were colonized by the English, and we only speak the British. We only speak English because in the whole world, no, the language that they speak the most is English. So that's why we speak English. If I could speak Twi for people to the majority of the people to understand, I will not even speak English. So you have a whole lot of people standing there, a lot of Jamaicans, and you want Shatta Wale to go out there and try to speak Patois. What is the sense in that? Ghana people, let's liberate ourselves from mental slavery. Colonization, is still in full effect. The way we think, the way we reason is so low. Please. Peace. See, in everything that happens, right? We always have to sit back, look at a thing from a different angle, and see what you can learn from it. So there are so many people who are aspiring musicians following Shatta Wale, or Shatta Wale may not be your fan. But let's look at this milestone that he's reached, being able to perform on the same stage with Vybz Kartel. Let's forget the whole brouhaha that's going on between he and Stonebwoy, and let's learn this from what happened. Okay, let's take this from it. There are many artists that when they are given maybe a chance to perform one song, they don't want to do it because they feel like it is not enough time. Just recently, Showboy was on Kweku Smoke's revival stage, and wanted to perform as many songs as he wanted to. But guess what? They had time limitations, so you can't just play any songs. You can't play 10 songs. You were only permitted to perform maybe a couple of songs, and he was upset. You see, it is not a matter of how many songs you play. When you are set out to make an impact on people, it is even best to be given some short time. Because when you are given short time, you will think about what songs should I perform? How should I go about it? When people are given so many options or time, they end up messing up. So just think about it. If Shatta Wale has said, you know what am I going to do with 4 minutes? You want me to fly from US to Jamaica just to perform for 4 minutes? Because most people will look at it like, hold on, 4 minutes is nothing. Even a song is maybe 3 minutes. So how am I just going to fly over, spend that much money just to come perform for 4 minutes? But Shatta Wale took that opportunity. And guess what happened? The publicity that Shatta Wale has been able to, receive, if he were to rebuild or if he were to pay for it, I don't think he would want to. He would want to invest that much money into publicity in Jamaica. But he was given the opportunity. You may be thinking about your flight, but think about it. Now he has been introduced to so many fans who will be listening to his songs for the rest of their lives as long as he keeps making music. So sometimes what we have to understand is that we shouldn't be so short-sighted. We should always think about longevity. Like, this opportunity that has been given to me, how can I make money from it in some years to come? You may look at it as, oh, I'm on this stage for 4 minutes. This 4 minutes, how much am I investing to travel all the way from maybe Kumasi to Accra just to perform for 4 minutes? No, I don't want to do it. But guess what? That 4 minutes, right? The song that you perform for 4 minutes, people will be listening to it. And it will cover your fare from Kumasi and beyond. So guys, we have to be open-minded and understand that this show business is not only about being paid money or being see, when life gives you lemon, what do? You make lemonade out of it. So don't just be short-sighted. You always have to be open-minded when you are given opportunities. I just wanted to bring this up because I know we have a lot of young cats who are coming up and they don't have mentors, like people who are advising them and all that. So I just wanted to point this one out that so that they can learn from it. Sure, you know what it is, man. My name is JB Demogo. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, all right? Peace.